short clip by Bishop Dag Heward-Mills Ministries. Discover how God can change your life forever.
Everybody here is the salt of the earth. And you must always consider your calling and your ministry in the context of thinking of your ministry as salt. Because if you look at the plenty food that we eat, like a big plate, do you see how much of that food is salt? Very small amount. So what it means is that your ministry is something very small. But even though it is small, it does make a difference. Do you see? It does make a difference. Like the church that I just visited in Denmark, it's not a very big church. But as I sat there, I appreciated the work that this person has done. I tell you. Because if you have been in the ministry, you will appreciate if somebody is able to build a church. Any church. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. And a lot of people testified how they had been blessed in the church. For 20 years, somebody is staying in this cold place doing something. Are you with me? Yeah. So your ministry is like salt, which is why a lot of people discard it. It's like something small that you do. But if that small thing that you're supposed to do, you don't do, that small thing, you become useless. And the Bible says that you must be thrown away. There's no need of you anymore. If that small thing that you are supposed to do, you don't do, then you are useless. You are useless to the person. You are useless to God. You are useless for the purpose for which you are there, even though it's going to be a small thing. Look, Lighthouse is not any big church. But we are important. Because we are as important as salt. And if that small salt is not in the food, then there is going to be a problem. And therefore, there will be no need for Lighthouse Chapel International. When I came to start this church here, I preached 7 reasons why Lighthouse Chapel must be in America. That was the first message I preached in America, in Lighthouse, for those who were here. All right? And there is a reason for us being here. Almost all the people who work with me do something small. But that small thing that they do is very important. But if they cease to do that particular small thing, I don't need them. If Ida is singing and she can't sing, I don't honestly need her. Because she's not my girlfriend. I don't need her for anything. Yeah, I don't need her for anything. I don't need her to do anything for me. Everything I can do for myself. I can do it for myself. I don't need anybody to help me. Yeah. So if she can't sing, I don't need her. There's no need for her to be around. And you see, that's how everybody's ministry. It's like something small. But I'm coming to preach. I don't need a singer. I can preach. I have been preaching where I don't have all my camps. You can listen. Nobody sings any song. I can do the camp without somebody singing. So if you cannot sing, then there's no point. I'm sorry. You just can't. There's just no need for you anymore. This is how it is. And you too are like that. And maybe you are needed to start a church and have 60 members. Which you may say, what is the use of 60 members? What's the use when I have a church with 100 members or when I have a church with 40 members? I can see the bishop has done a crusade. A lot of people have come. So when I have a church and there are 35 people or 40 people, what is the use? Oh, really? So if you can't do that, then you must be hearing the voice of God. That God may be saying that, okay. Since it's a problem or whatever the reason is, I don't need you anymore. I can't sponsor you. I can't help you. I can't do whatever. Bye-bye. And that's the end of you. And that's the end of the church. And that's the end of ministry. Yeah. You see, so we are here for a reason. I mean, I don't know if any of the founders of this church are around. Nosh, do you have your notes from the first church service? 7 reasons why Lighthouse must be here. Perhaps we should go for those 7 reasons and ask ourselves whether we are fulfilling those 7 reasons. Yeah. Should, in case God, we may be looking at that to say, you these people, I had a very nice plan. I needed you for something. So since it seems it's a problem, and now the preaching and all these things is like a song to you, then I don't need you. Bye-bye. Yeah. Everybody's work, I tell you, when you do a lot, is small. Let's take even the people you think are great. The people you think are great. I'll just mention 3. Let's take T.D. Jakes. I'm sure most of you think he's a great man of God. The places that I have been to in doing crusades, nobody knows him there. Yes. Nobody knows him there. He may be great in Dallas and great on your American scene, and more Americans will whatever. But if the world was made of 100 people, only 5 would be Americans. It's a very small part of the world. And also, this American way of preaching, it doesn't go easily with interpretation. Like when you can't say, God is going to do this. Then the interpreter will say, how will he say it and whatever. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't flow that way, because when you translate it, the translator has to have a way of also flowing with the sing-song type of preaching. But it's not like that. Yeah. I mean, I know places where he's been to where there was an interpreter. It didn't work that way. It didn't work at all like the way it works here. Like how you see him flowing with an American kind of environment. It didn't work translating it into, because you have to pause and the person will say it in his own way. Yeah. Yeah. So even though he's great, really, when you look at the overall picture, it's very small. If you take Bonnke, Reinhard Bonnke, he's great and all that, but he's hardly known in America and he's hardly known anywhere in the world. Yeah. Few people know him. And the crusades he used to hold in Africa, anywhere we're going to have a crusade, one of the things we look out for is whether Bonnke has been there. And if he was there, when was he there? Because there's no point in going to evangelize places which have been evangelized over and over and over again. So that's one of the reasons why there are certain places we don't even bother to go to. Because what's the point? We are trying to evangelize places that have not been evangelized. Because our aim is evangelism. So we know we have the list of every crusade Bonnke has ever had and all the dates as part of our research that we do before we choose a place for a crusade. And most of the places that he had ever been, that even we have ever been to before, he was there 20 years, 25 years ago. Yeah, 30 years ago. Finished. The people who are born, I don't know. They don't know. When I'm preaching, I give certain example. Great man of God, I realize I have to stop giving those examples. So a great man of God like Bonnke said, "Do you know Bonnke?" We don't know who you are talking about. Benny Hinn is also becoming like that now. I go to a place, I said, "Do you know Benny Hinn?" They'll all be looking at me. I was in Mali. Do you know Benny Hinn? You don't know Benny Hinn in Mali. And even here in America, a lot of you don't know Benny Hinn. You don't know the Benny Hinn that I knew. Yeah. The Benny Hinn that I knew. I mean, I still know, but the Benny Hinn that some of us were introduced to is not what we are having now. It's completely different. So I'm just trying to explain to you that everybody is like salt. Your contribution to the food we are eating is very small. That is my point. Is the point clear? Uh-huh. So there is nothing like a church that is too small. Did you hear me? I said there is nothing like a church that is too small. There's nothing like that. It's a demonic thought. It's a demonic thought. Did you hear me? I said it's a demonic thought that there is a church that this church is too small. There's nothing like that. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am there. That is what Jesus told us. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am there.